Anya here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making Christmas tree decorations. Now, it was Angel, one of our moderators, who started talking about gingerbread hearts to put in her tree. And she was trying out a pattern and she was looking forward to putting the icing on. And I was like, what are you doing? So she explained that she was using gingerbread yarn, making a heart, and then crocheting them together with white yarn and pretending that was the icing. And I thought it was a genius idea. So in this video today, we are going to be making the gingerbread heart, and in the next video we will be making the gingerbread house and the garland. And as you can see, there are other shapes there as well, which I'm calling biscuits and cookies, and those are included as well in the paid pattern that I will have for sale on my website. For this project you will need scissors and a darning needle. If you want to use stitch markers, get those out as well. And we are using DK yarn, and I usually use a 3.5 for DK, so get out the hook that you usually use when you use DK yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using, Starcraft Special DK. It is the colour gingerbread, of course, because we're making gingerbread ornaments, and I am pairing it with white. You could also pair it with cream, or you could do other colours, completely up to you, according to, of course, your own colour scheme for Christmas. So let's get started with making the heart. So we are going to make a magic circle. So put the yarn in your hand like this, make a cross over your fingers, go under this front strand, pick up the back strand, come back to the front and pick up that back strand again and do a chain. There we go. And in fact we need to do a chain too, so remove your fingers, get all the yarn in the right place and add another chain. So now we have 2 chains. Next we're going to do 3 treble crochet. So a treble crochet is where you yarn over twice, you go into the circle, and as you can see I'm holding my circle tensioned between my fingers because otherwise it's really hard to work in it. And I do my treble crochet. So let me show you that again. Yarn over twice, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we need to do that a 3rd time. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So those are the 3 trebles that we get started with. Then we're going to do 4 double crochet. So that's yarn over, into the circle, and we do a double crochet. So yarn over, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and we need to do another 2 of those. There we go. Then we do 1 treble, so you yarn over twice, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Then we do, and as you notice I'm working over the bit of the circle where there are 2 strands, so make sure you are doing that as well. Then we are doing 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And of course if you were using stitch markers you could mark the treble crochet here because that might be handy later on, but I know which one it is, so I'm not going to mark it. So now we have our 4 double crochets done. Now we need to do 3 treble crochets, but I'm just going to pull my magic circle very, very slightly just to make it a little bit smaller and make it a little bit easier for me to work in. So 3 treble crochets, so that means we are yarning over twice and we're doing 3 trebles. There we go. Voila. So now
in our stitches here, we have 15 V's that we have just created. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and taking your work like this, closing the magic circle just a tiny bit so you can see what you're doing. Now we are going to do a slip stitch into the magic circle. So you just go in there, pull up a loop and pull it through the loop on your hook. And we are going to close the magic circle a little bit more again. So I'm holding it flat so it stays nice, and look, but don't close it up completely. So I've still got a little bit there, which I will need in the next round. Okay, so let's leave that end for now. Take your working yarn, pull that a little bit because my slip stitch got a little bit bigger there when I made the circle smaller. So there we go. So we're here now. And now we are going to start round 2. So find the chain that we did at the beginning of the round. Go around it. So just locate it. There we go. So there's the hole. And I'm just going to do a slip stitch. This will have brought me sort of halfway up that chain, and that's far enough because I need to start shaping the heart, of course, and we need to have that valley here. So now into the first V that we see here, so this is the first one, we are going to be placing 3 double crochets. So yarn over, pick up the 2 strands of the V, and we're doing a double crochet. There we go. And we're doing another one in that same location. And another one. So 3 double crochets in the first stitch. There we go. Then into the next stitch, we are also going to be placing 3 double crochets. And we're doing the same thing in the next stitch. So you now have done 9 double crochets. Voila. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So in the next stitch, 1 double crochet, in the next stitch, 1 double crochet, and in the next. Then you're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So 2 double crochets. And then here, this next stitch is the one with your stitch marker in, or the treble crochet. So the tallest stitch in that base of the heart there. And this is where we are now going to be placing 1 double crochet, 1 treble, and 1 double crochet. So 1 double crochet, 1 treble, all of course in that same stitch, and 1 double crochet. There we go. So we've now made the point of the heart. Now into the next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. Voila. And then in the next 3 stitches we will be doing 1 double crochet. And that's the third one here. Voila. So then in the next 3 stitches we will be placing 3 double crochets each. So in the first stitch for 3 double crochets. There we go. Next stitch, 3 double crochets. And into the next stitch we do 3 double crochets. There we go. So now we have done 31 stitches, and now we are going to slip stitch around the chain 2 space. So here we also have that chain 2 that we ended the previous round with. So we're going to slip stitch around that, and then we are going to place a slip stitch into the magic circle. And this is the reason why we didn't close it up completely, because you still have to just get into it for a slip stitch. There we go. And this way we have created a nice valley here to make a nice heart. So there we go, that is the heart finished. So we're just going to cut off the yarn. I pull through the loop like this, bring it to the back, and there we have our finished heart. Now of course you will need to make two, so I have made a second one here, and in fact you don't need to sew in the ends, because we are just going to make sure that these are inside our ornament and they will serve as a little bit of stuffing. So we are now ready to do the icing. So to get started on the icing, I'm going to make my slip knot, insert the hook and close up the loop. And now we are going to take both the hearts and put them together with the wrong sides facing in, the good sides facing out. And we're going to try and find a corresponding stitch. So I'm going to count this one, 1, 2, 3, and then here under the fourth one I'm going to go under, and then here I'm going to do the same counting. So 1, 2, 3, and then here, this is the fourth one, this is where I'm going to go under. And it's just a way of finding the the stitch that corresponds with the same stitch on the other side, of course. So do your best to tally them up like that, and then I'm going to start with doing a single crochet. So now I'm going to do the crab single crochet, and that means I'm going to work backwards. So instead of working in this direction, I'm going to be working in this direction. So let's move our hook towards the stitch behind the one that we've just used. And then also here we need to pick up the V's of the stitch behind the one that we've just used on the other heart. Bring up the loop and do your single crochet movement. So behind and behind, and do your single crochet. And as you can see, I'm holding on to this wide, and that's just going to be automatically sewn in basically, so that's going to be handy. And we are just going to be picking up the V's of the stitches which lie behind the stitch that we have just done. And as you can see, I'm doing this sort of different movement with my hook, so you sort of have to almost, yeah. There we go. So I hope you can see it. Let me just show you again, because it's difficult to do this in the viewfinder. So I go to the back and then find the V's to go under. There we go. So this one is the stitch right before the tip. So when we meet the tip, we're going to place a crab stitch single crochet into the next one, a chain one, and another crab stitch single crochet into that same stitch. And then we move on to the next stitch, and we keep on going. So in a way, we've made a little corner where the tip is, and if you wanted to, you could just bring this out slightly so it's a little bit sharper. And then we just keep going with doing our crab stitches. When you get to the point where your heart is nearly closed up, make sure that you put all your ends in. So first of all, let's make the ends disappear into our heart. So push in that white one as well. So then I'm going to do another crab stitch in these V's here. So let me get in there and in here, picking up both the V's or whatever you can pick up. So let's do a crab stitch there. And then in the valley here, we're going to do 2 crab stitches together. So into the next V here, next V there, bring up a loop, then go over to the other side and you will see 2 V's here on the base there as well. So go into it. If you don't see them, just pick up any 2 strands that you think could serve for the purpose. And now we are going to do our crab. There we go. So now we've basically done 2 crabs together in the dip. Now we're going to do a chain of 15 chains. Well, actually I didn't count, so it's going to be a guessing game here. Voila, that will do. So now holding on to the loop towards the front of your work, holding your yarn here towards the back of your work, go down into that crab stitch together and bring back the loop, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Now we are going to continue with our crab stitch, so find the 2 V's here, 2 V's there, bring up the loop and do your crab stitch. There we go. I've just got a couple more to do and then that will have completed my round. Yep. And then here you just pull up the loop, cut off the yarn, you pull out the end. Using your darning needle, you can then go under this bit here so you can close up the round. There we go. Into the white again, and then what I usually do is I go in to my ornament in between the 2 panels here, and I just work my way down, making sure I don't snag anything, but I'm just inside the ornament. There we go. Voila. And then I cut off this end, and here we have it, our gingerbread heart ornament ready for the tree.
Find out how to make the house in the next video and also how to assemble the garland. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!